All right, welcome everybody. So excited to get this kicked off. Dynasty team previews, and we get to start with Sven and Curly Lambeaugini out of the Ming division.
Yeah, I'm really excited for Dynasty. Dynasty is that one league that most of us had never had a Dynasty team before, and we're kind of all learning. I know, Joshua and you were talking about it earlier, and also I never had a Dynasty team here, so I'm really excited for Dynasty in general. And looking at the team previews, I'm always excited for those.
Totally.
Moving on, we got can he keep his playoff streak alive? He was 8-5 last year. He's 15-11 overall. He made the wild card each year.
Yeah, I mean, consistent success. And I don't know how many teams can say they've made the playoffs 2 years in a row. That'd be actually worth checking, I guess. And, the curious thing, too, he's been the wild card. So like you said, and last year, third place. So a top three finish, clearly that's a success. You don't have to pay the next year.
Exactly. Not having to pay, that's good for me. Keep on rolling.
Totally.
Looking at his team, he has Kyler Murray and Mac Jones. And I mean, those are two pretty good quarterbacks, if I say so myself. He has Gus Edwards, Gaskins, Pollard, Breda. Looking at his wide receivers, Deontay Adams, Tyreek Hill, Shark, Lockett, People Jones. Tight ends, he has Hooper, Ebron. His DL is Arnold Donald. I mean, you can't go wrong there. Garrett. His linebacker core is just as good too.
Yeah, his team's pretty good. I mean, Devontae Adams and Tyreek Hill, those are two top three receivers in fantasy. Are you kidding me? When you have guys I got on the roster. And then I also look at his team and I look at the good depth pieces in Gus Edwards and Adam Humphries. And I said on the chat there, I basically traded those two guys to spend last year for next to nothing. So my roster now, and this is why Sven's done a good job. He's made the playoffs every year. I do think if there was a weakness, though, the linebacking group is boom or bust to me. Like Clowney, Dupree, Gary, those guys aren't going to get a lot of tackles. So they're not going to get the consistent points. So you're going to have to rely on the big plays like sacks. And that could be troublesome on a weekly basis.
Yeah, I mean, with Clowney, though, and Zadarius Smith, I think he's definitely going to get some points from those two. I mean, I think we do start I'm actually in Dynasty right now. We do start 4 linebackers. So, that's always a possibility. I mean, maybe if it was a swing DL or a linebacker, it could be possibly better for him. But you're right. I mean, he is our boom or bust, but I mean, they're mostly boom than bust up. And I have his quarterbacks ranked 9th, his running back room ranked 15th. His wide receiver, as you kind of said earlier, I have them ranked number 1. His flex, his tight ends, actually, they're at 15. His tight ends are at 13 for me, and his IDPs are at 12.
Yeah, definitely best wide receiver group in the league for sure.
Oh, for sure, by far. And then looking at the draft grades, you gave him a B. I gave him a B minus. I kind of noticed like looking at a lot of our stuff, we're kind of pretty even for Dynasty. I mean, he took Mac Jones at 114. I mean, let's be honest, Mac Jones looks pretty damn well in preseason games, but so does Cam Newton. So, I don't know when he's actually going to take over that starting job because they're both looking pretty damn good. I mean, at 14, though, he could have had Elijah Moore, Terrence Marshall, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I know they're all wide receivers, but he could have padded that wide receiver room to make trades for running backs. So, I mean, it's a possibility that he could have looked at otherwise. But other than that, I mean, I can't really fault his draft.
Yeah, I like the fact that he went quarterback. And the reality was Mac Jones is what was left, right? So, and I mean, he does play on the Patriots, which are a big market team, and I think he will get some playing time eventually. Newton just doesn't have the arm anymore. The one pick that I was kind of looking at that it was questionable, and I think it's because it's a homer pick and he's a Packers fan, was the Amari Rodgers pick. I think he could have got someone a little bit better than him. And then I did like the Uzma pick later on, and Packers defense, going with an established tight end that should get a few points for you, I thought was pretty decent. And that's why I gave him a B.
Yeah, I mean, looking at his picks, he took Amon Rodgers in the second round. He also took Herbert, who's looking pretty damn well. Might take over for Damian Williams. And I think that was the 4th round he took him. Yeah, the 4th round. So I mean, he had some picks that were pretty damn well for a team that's made the playoffs. I mean, he didn't sell any picks. I think he actually sold one pick. He had a pick in the third round. He missed that one. So like he's not really selling. He has a good team. He's making great plays. So yeah, I mean B minus, B plus. I mean, to me, they're all pretty damn close to each other. So I agree.
For sure.
And then looking at his projection, we both have him going 8-5. I have him starting off 2-3, going 6-4, and then ending 8-5. So like I think he has a pretty hard schedule, starting out. But he plays Bare Naked Ladies, Unnecessary Roughness, Your Brother. I believe he plays Bolts Up also as well. So he has like a pretty good hard schedule starting out, and then it kind of gets a little bit easier, especially with the bye weeks kicking in.
Yeah, I got him starting 1-4, and then going on a tear and going on a huge winning streak after that. So, I think he just has to hang in there in the first part of the season. Like you said, the schedule is pretty tough, but it does get better later on. So I think at 8-5, again, that's pretty much where he's been qualifying every year to make the playoff. Yeah. So if he can get to that record again, very good chance that he could be third year in a row here, making the playoffs. And obviously a great owner to have in the LOC, a guy who is in tier 2. And, if he's doing this well in Dynasty, it might not be too long till we see him in the LOC.
Yeah, just a quick recap. He went 7-6, 8-5, and 8. Well, we both project him 8-5 this year as well.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. We'll talk to you soon.